Jessie here. I'm back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be setting up my planner for my March 2020 budget. I've gotten some requests to see how I get everything set up in my Happy Planner. This is a big Happy Planner. It is the 8.5 by 11 size, so essentially just your typical like letter size printable goes in here. This is just like a full sheet of printer paper, and I have my pages here printed out and ready to go into my planner. These are the pages for March from the Budget Mom's Budget by Paycheck Workbook. So I have the little divider page here. I have the little calendar, which I'm actually not planning on using this month, but I went ahead and printed it because I wanted my pages to line up a certain way. So I have that. And then I have the paycheck bill tracker for Paycheck 1, as well as the cash envelope breakdown. This will be for Paycheck 2 and the cash envelope breakdown, Paycheck 3 and the cash envelope breakdown, Paycheck 4, the cash envelope breakdown, and Paycheck 5 and the cash envelope breakdown. And then right after that comes my Where Did My Money Go worksheets. So I have the printable version of the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and I only print out the pages that I need. So you don't see a transaction log here. And that is because I tried using the Budget Mom's transaction log and I just got confused by it. I don't know if it's just me, but the way that the Budget Mom recommends using her transaction log is to write down everything as it comes out of your account. And that's great. So it's sort of like a checkbook register. As you see things clearing your account, you write them down. However, I was struggling with that because I like to write it down immediately upon paying it. That way I know it's coming out and I know that I've paid it. I have a really bad memory. I have to write everything down. And so I wasn't writing things down as soon as I paid it. It would take 2 or 3 days for it to clear. And then as I was going over my budget every morning, because I sit down with my phone and just scroll through my bank and make sure everything's copacetic, I would get confused, like, wait, did I pay that? I'm not sure, I don't remember. So I decided that this month I'm going to go back to a system that I used to use all the time when I was doing written budgets and I wasn't using the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and that is a calendar system. So I went online and I found this printable calendar. This is a month on 2 pages, actually goes this way, and it's undated. I will link the calendar that I found down below. It's a free printable. It prints in black and white, so it's great for this. And I'm going to use this to track my transactions this month and see how it goes. I sort of started doing this at the end of February and really enjoyed it, so I'm going to do it all throughout March and we'll see how it goes. When I was doing this sort of system before, I was writing down all of my transactions on little stickers that I had made for myself using my silhouette portrait. However, I want to go super simple, so I decided to just use my mild liners and a color coding system to keep track of my transactions. If you guys want to see a video showing how I plan on doing this, let me know, but I'm going to at least set this up with my bills that are due, so you guys will kind of get an idea of how I'm going to do this. But that is the other page that I have. Also, typically when I'm setting up my monthly, I would print out all of my 2020 savings challenge printables. However, I have already printed out and put together the envelope for March, which I have here in my accordion folder. I'll show that to you guys. So I didn't need to print that out. This is what that looks like. And normally I would print out any other printables, but I actually don't need to do that because I'm not following along with March's savings challenges, the dedicated ones, because they don't really fit with my lifestyle. So I'm doing some other things this month instead, so I didn't need to print that out. So essentially, these are all of my March budget pages. I have them printed out just on full size paper. The paper that I use is 28-pound paper, so it's nice and thick and smooth. And I just print it out using my Epson printer here at home. I print out what I need for the month, 1 month at a time. So this is everything that I need, and I will just go ahead and open my planner here. So in the front of this planner, I have my 2020 just typical planner. So it's got the monthly view, and then it has the hourly layout with the lines for the week. So this makes it really, really nice to be able to plan out my weeks based on, you know, the hours of the day. I tend to think about my planning in blocks of time, so this works out really well for me. I got this planner at Michael's, by the way. It did come with regular size discs, and I did upgrade it to the larger discs just so that I had a higher capacity, because I knew that I'd be putting my budget planner in here. So it goes all the way through December of 2020, as you guys can see here. And then directly after that, I have put in a little divider here. It just says follow your heart. This divider came from this notebook, actually. It is the Think Happy, Be Happy, Happy Notes. So this divider came from that. I use this for primarily for this lined paper, which I'm actually going to need a sheet of to keep track of my transactions, so I'll go ahead and take that now so that I can put that in there as well. But I just pulled the divider from there because I wasn't using it in the notebook, and that just separates my everyday planning from my budget planner. And then you can see right after that I have my Budget by Paycheck Workbook in here. So I have all of the, I don't want to go too far in here because I might show you guys information you don't need to see, but I have all of my budgeting pages from December, January, February, and next we'll be moving into March. So I'm just going to get to the end of February here, which you see here, and I'm going to set this off to the side for now so that I can get my pages punched. So this is primarily the question I get all the time. How do you get your pages into your Happy Planner? So, like I said, I just print them out on regular paper, 28-pound paper. You can use whatever kind of paper you want. If you like thicker paper, you can get a heavier weight paper. If you have, you know, you want lighter weight paper or inexpensive paper or colored paper, print it however you like. So I have all my pages here, and I put them kind of in the order that I want them to go into my planner, and I make sure they're all lined up. And then this is the punch that I use. It is an arc paper punch. So the arc system, the arc ring bound system, is very, very similar to the Happy Planner system. So anything that I want to put into my Happy Planner, I use my arc punch for. I do have a Happy Planner punch, but it's the classic size punch, which is not the full amount of discs. I think the classic size punch is for the 9-disc system, and the 8.5 by 11 size, the big Happy Planner that I use, is an 11-disc system. So, plus, you can buy the big Happy Planner punch, but you can only punch like 1 or 2 pages at a time. And with this arc punch, I think you can punch like 10 pages at a time. And also you can adjust this for varying sizes. So if you have A5 pages, you can adjust this punch to be that size. I don't know if you guys can see that here, probably not, but it says right here you can set it to A5 size just by pushing this little lever here. You can set it to A5. What is this? Junior, letter, and A4. So we are working with letter size today. So I'm just going to make sure to set it there. And I'm going to punch these pages. So this is what I use. It's the arc punch. I'm not going to try to punch all of these pages at once because I think there's like 20 pages here. So I'm just going to punch a few at a time, but you can definitely punch more with this arc punch than you can using the Happy Planner punch. So I'm just going to line this up here. Once again, just making sure everything is nice and pointed in the right direction and all of that. And then I'm going to punch it. So that's that. And then these. And they're all set. So as you can see, the punch on the arc system isn't quite as deep set as the punch, maybe you can see that, for the Happy Planner. But they do fit in there really nicely, and they work just fine. So you can definitely use the arc punch. If you were concerned and you weren't sure, you absolutely can. They don't seat themselves in quite as deep like the Happy Planner pages do, but they work just fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and put these pages into my planner, and then we're going to start getting things set up for March. Alright, you guys, so let me just give you a quick kind of flip through of the pages and how everything worked out. So this is the February expense tracker. As you can see, I was not using it because I just didn't find that it worked out super well for me. But that's fine. You live and learn. So after that comes my calendar pages, which I will use to track my transactions. I'm going to go back in here in a minute and date this and write out my monthly bills so that you guys can get an idea for that. I also have a sheet of paper here where I'm going to keep track of the transactions on a weekly basis. So I will put the transactions here in my calendar view on the days that they happen. So if I go grocery shopping on a Tuesday, I will write in that amount. I will highlight it in the corresponding color. I'll show you guys that in a little bit here. And then whenever I go to reconcile my budget at the end of the week to see if I stuck to my budget, I will add up the corresponding categories, and that will be the amount that I put in the actual category. So then comes the divider that comes with the Happy Planner, or the Budget by Paycheck Workbook, my apologies. Then comes the March calendar, which again, I'm not really going to be using. I don't think I'll probably set it up with like my paydays, but otherwise I just wanted to make sure that all my pages lined up properly. So there's that. And then comes week 1. So this is where I'm talking about. This will be my budgeted category when I write down my bills and then the budget, and then once I go back in and reconcile my budget at the end of the week, I'll write in the actual categories. And you guys will see my budget for each paycheck coming up on my channel throughout the month. Typically on Fridays I post those videos. But so then that's each of the weeks in March, as well as the cash envelope breakdown, which helps me figure out how much cash that I need to pull out of the bank, and then the where did my money go worksheets at the end. So that is that. Now we are just going to go ahead and date this calendar and get it set up with my bills for the month. So I have my pen here. This is the Eraseable pen from Parkoo. I got this on Amazon. If you guys are interested in those, I have them linked down below, as well as all of my other supplies. Excuse me. So I'm just going to open up my calendar so I can date this for March. I love that it is undated, so I can use this time after time after time. And the first day of March was actually on Sunday, so starts out here, and we'll just go through and date this 1 through 31, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and dated it, and now I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit, and you guys can see how I'm going to put in my bills. So the way that I'm going to do this is with a color coding system, like I said. So this blue color is going to be for bills. This is all of my monthly bills, my electric bill, my gas bill, my rent, that sort of thing. This purple color is going to be for groceries. This green is going to be for gas. I think that's how I've decided to do it. And I can always add more colors for other various expenses as they come up. I have a whole big pack of mild liners. This is just my little one. This is 5 colors. I think the big pack that I have has like 12 different colors. I'm not 100% sure, but for now I'm just going to use these. I'm actually going to go over to the little notes section here, and I'm going to color code this. So This blue color is going to be for bills. This purple color is going to be for groceries. And this green color is going to be for gasoline. So I'm just going to write bills, and I like to highlight first and then write it in just so it doesn't smear the ink. Groceries and gasoline. And then, like I said, I can always add more categories with more colors, but for now we're just going to be putting in bills, so this is going to be fairly quick. So on the first, I have 3 different bills, so I'm going to use this blue highlighter. I'm going to use this straight edge here just to kind of make this a little bit neater. And the stickers probably would be easier, but I just don't want to spend a bunch of money on stickers and all of that when I have these highlighters, so that's what I'm going to do here. So on the first, we have lot rent, which is due. We also have water. And I have Patreon. So that's it for the first. Our next bill is due on the 4th. Which is Netflix. So again, I'm just going to use my straight edge to make it neat. I will probably go in and write the amounts as well, but for now, we're just writing in the basics. I don't want to be here all day. And again, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I can only zoom in so far. Let's see. On the 9th, we have a capital 1 due. The 10th, my mortgage is due. So I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and put in the rest of my bills really quickly, and then I'll come back here and we'll end this video. Alright you guys, so there is a look at my monthly layout, all kind of set up. As I go throughout the month and I spend money on various categories, I will add those things in, but for now I just have all of my monthly bills, and then once the bills have been paid, I will just go in and check them off. And that way I can look at a glance and see what's been paid, what hasn't, and it's just a lot easier for me. So that's what I'm doing for my monthly layout, and that is pretty much everything that I have set up for now. This page will be my transaction log. For writing things down, like I said. So the way that I will use this is throughout the week. I know I get paid on this Tuesday the 3rd. So I have $100 that I am going to budget for myself for groceries for the week of the 3rd through the 9th. So if I go grocery shopping on Tuesday for the bulk of my groceries, but then I go on Friday and I pick up a few more things, maybe I spent $70 here and then $12 here, I will look, and those transactions will be highlighted in purple as per my little log here, or my key rather, and so I will know that I spent $70 here, $28 here in groceries, and then I will write those things in here at the end of the week, and then that number will get transposed into my weekly budget. Hopefully that's not too confusing. But that is how I get everything all set up. I am now going to move on to my paycheck number 1 budget, which you guys will see on Friday. So make sure that you subscribe so you can check back to see that budget. But for now, I hope that you found this helpful and it gave you an idea of what I do to set everything up at the beginning of the month so that I am all set and prepared for my paycheck to paycheck budgets. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!